everybody, this is Mr. Rob, and welcome back to another episode of the Athletics franchise here on MLB The Show 24. As we're back with the Big League Club today. The 7-6 Athletics will begin this episode hosting the 9-13 Los Angeles Angels before ending with an interleague series to end the episode. If you're excited for this one, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content, as Ken Waldichuk will grace the mound for the Athletics today. He's been one of our few pitchers who has a good ERA .69 in his first 13 innings. Rookie Maxwell Sosea will lead off for the Angels today, and he will sky this one up over to second, where Geloff will get underneath it, and it will be caught. So we'll take a look at the Angels lineup. Athletics, we know, have not had good pitching, but there is some silver lining today because the Angels are one of the worst hitting teams in baseball. If you take away Mike Trout's average in the 3 spot, there's nobody here who's threatening. Grisham, Trout, Moniak, Ohape, Rengifo, Neto, Adele, and White will make up the 9-person order, as we'll see Trent Grisham up next. First pitch to the DH, it'll be low, and Waldichuk actually has some pain coming out of this. He's clutching his elbow, so he's going to have to come out of the game, which means you got to go to our long reliever, which is Jose Butto. We've talked so much about this guy, and, well, we got to put him in because our starter got hurt. Later in the at-bat to Trent Grisham, and Grisham's going to get a piece of a very high curveball, and he's going to send this one out of here. The Jose Butto special starts early today. A solo home run for Trent Grisham, the third of the season for the former New York Yankee who spent 2 years in the Bronx. And, well, Jose Butto does what he does best, and that's just give up home runs. 1-0 Angels. That'll bring up Mike Trout up next with a full count, and he'll draw a walk. The other Jose Butto special. Free base runners for everybody. Monkey Moniak up next. He'll hit this one into left field, and Rosario will actually put this one away. That'll be out number 2 off of the fly ball. Ohape now up next, 0-1 pitch, and he's going to tattoo a high changeup deep to right center, and the Butto special continues to give. A 2-run homer for Logan Ohape, an all-star a season ago. It was a very controversial all-star selection, but he goes deep here for the second time to begin this season, and it's 3-0 Angels with Jose Butto taking the mound. Still looking for that final out, it's Luis Rengifo up next, and he will chase a 12-6. That would have been ball. And the Angels get 3 in the top of the first. Chase Silseth on the mound for the Angels. It's been an okay start for him. We've seen him actually at AAA a couple times, so it's kind of cool to see him now with the Big League Club. Zach Geloff leading off like always for the A's, as it's an 0-1 pitch to him, and he's going to sky this one up into foul territory. Easy play over there for Evan White, who will put it away for out number 1, and we'll take a look at this Athletics lineup. A lot of the same faces you expect. Geloff followed by Rosario, Soderstrom, Rooker up over 300 hitting now. Noda, Martin, Ruiz, Davidson, and Wilson. But Logan Davison especially struggling at 154 in his last 10 games. We hope the young shortstop can turn that around. Here's Rosario up next, the 0-2, and he gets tied up inside. They say he went around. So that's out number 2. They'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom up next, full count to him, and that time he definitely swung and missed at a fastball. 1-2-3 for Silseth. Top 2, and Butto continues to give, baby. It's Thanksgiving, and he's given to the family of the other team. A solo shot for Zach Neto. A 4-0 lead now here for the Angels. Also, happy early Thanksgiving. I hope you guys have, anybody who's traveled has had safe travels, or has safe travels in the future, because I know this is a very busy holiday. But it's 4-0 Angels, thanks to the Butto home run. Next batter, Joe Adele, making his debut this season. Will draw a walk, the other Jose Butto special. And then Evan White will bloop this one into right center, and that'll get down. Adele very speedy. He'll get over to third, still nobody away. Maxwell Sosea up next. He swings at a curveball in the dirt. That's a nice pitch from Butto. Haven't seen that very often. Grisham up next. There's a curveball in the dirt. It has to be blocked, and that's going to allow the runner to go to second, erase the double play off of the wild pitch. Shocker. Later in the at-bat, Grisham will swing and miss with a changeup. So Butto, 2 Ks in a row, and now you just need one more out to get through the inning. Only problem is it's Mike Trout. By far the best hitter on this team, the 3-time AL MVP, will step into the batter's box. 0-1 pitch to Trout, and he's going to crush a fastball. Deep center field, continuing to give, is Jose Butto. A 3-run homer to straightaway center field. How could somebody be this bad? It's absolutely insane that Jose Butto sucks this bad. 7th home run of the season for Trout, continues to be good even this deep into his career. Now a 13-time All-Star and 11-time Silver Slugger. 7-0 Angels, we go bottom 2. Brent Rooker wanting to get one back. Okay, Rooker, he's been our best bat of the season so far, and I love if this continues. Solo shot deep to left field gives us our first run of the ball game. 7-1 now, still in favor of the Angels, but it's the 5th home run of the season for Brent Rooker, who's struggled the past couple of years of making contact outside of the power. Well, he definitely showed the power there. Gives us our first run. That'll bring up Ryan Noda up next. 0-1 to him. And he's going to turn on a slider, hit this one deep to right field, and that's back-to-back solo shots for the Athletics. Up into the trees past the hill goes Ryan Noda, as he'll trot the bases, and Chase Silseth going through a little bit of a tough spot right here. Second home run of the season for Noda, well over 420 feet. And it's now 7-2 in favor of the Angels. Going to the 4th inning now, where Joe Barlow will come in relief. Butto only goes 3, so much for a long reliever. Should be a little bit better with Joe. He's had a lot better season. He's been better for this team since we acquired him at the Rule 5 draft a couple years ago. And he begins the 4th by getting Joe Adele to fly out to center. Evan White up next, and he swings and misses on a slider. There's the good pitches I'd love to see. 2 down now, we'll bring up Maxwell Sosaya, the 3rd-round rookie from last year. Already making his Major League debut at the age of 18, and well, he's going to get plunked there. I thought he swung for strike 3, but of course he didn't. Trent Grisham up next will then bloop this one into left field, and this inning will continue, as that's back-to-back base runners now with 2 down for the Angels. For Mike Trout in a dangerous spot. Already homered once today, but he swings and misses at the fastball, so danger averted. A 0 spot for the Angels. Bottom 4 now, Brent Rooker, buck up at the dish, and he's going to ground this one to short, and it actually eats up Neto. Takes a wicked hop. They're going to say that's a base hit. No error charged. Note up next, he'll draw a walk. So our 2 best offensive weapons today have gotten on base again. Nobody down now for Robbie Martin, who struck out back in the 2nd. First pitch to him, and he's going to hit this one up the middle for a base hit. Rooker's going to be sent home. Trout comes up firing, and the throw is not in time. It's an RBI single for Martin. 7-3 now as the Athletics continue to cut this lead down. Still nobody out. Ruiz, our best clutch hitter, but he gets called on a very bad strike 3. That was way off the plate. Instead, it goes the way of Silseth. Davidson then steps up, who flew out back in the 2nd. 2-2 pitch to him, and he also gets a questionable strike 3. Come on up. We're giving him the calls. Back-to-back Ks brings up Jacob Wilson, one of our top young players in the organization, and he says he goes around. I don't think he did. That's 3 questionable strikeouts to him in the 4th, as now Zach Jackson comes in relief. We haven't seen him much this season, but his ERA's been a lot better than what we've seen in the past. 26% strikeout as well. He comes in with 2 down, and he walks Rengifo. There's one thing that's been plaguing Jackson's career is the walks. Neto, how about you get a free one as well? And if Wilson went around, how come Neto doesn't there? So back-to-back walks brings up Joe Adele, who, ironically enough, walked earlier in this game and scored a run. He now has 2 on now, full count to him, and he also draws a walk. Zach Jackson walks the bases loaded. And with that, he's going to be pulled from this game. Mason Miller will come in relief, trying to get the final out of the inning and strand them loaded. A big spot here in this game. This keeps us in it if we get an out, and we get Evan White to pop up to deep right field, but Rooker has enough space, and danger definitely averted here in the 5th. Top 6, Miller stays on for Maxwell Sosaya, and well, he wants to join in on the hit parade, deep to right field and out of here. Like I said earlier, Maxwell Sosaya is an 18-year-old rookie who was a 3rd-round pick just last year out of St. Xavier High School in Kentucky. He's already up at the big league level, hitting his 2nd home run of the season. Love to see when the young players make a difference. Maxwell Sosaya, welcome to the bigs. 8-3 now, Angels. They're going to bring in a reliever. Jose Suarez now comes in out of the pen. It's been a pretty solid season for him, as the lefty will start in the 6th with Brent Rooker, and he will walk Rooker. He's reached base on all 3 of his at-bats here today. Now bring up Noto, who's done the same. He's reached on both of his at-bats, including a solo homer back in the 2nd. 1-2 pitch to him, slurve, and he's going to chop it over to 2nd. That'll be 4-6-3, and that'll end the threats of the base runners. As now with 2 down, we'll bring up Robbie Martin, who did single in an RBI in his last at-bat. 3-1 to the shortstop, and actually playing DH today, and he's going to get jammed. He'll flare this one out to right. 1-2-3 for Suarez. Ryan Presley, the former Colorado Rocky, will then come in relief. It has not been a good year for him, which has been kind of a surprise. He's been so consistent his whole career. Well, he comes into the 7th and strikes out Rengifo on a nasty changeup low. Neto up next, rips this one through the left side of the infield for a base hit. And with that, the Angels have 1 on here in the 7th. Joe Adele up next, 0-1. Chopper over to short. Davison fields it over to Geloff, and Geloff will send this one flying. Should have been a double play. Essentially just runs into a fielder's choice as there's no air charged. Now the speedy Adele's on second, and we're going to actually bring in Urseg. Presley pitched recently, so he's a little tired. We need Lucas Urseg to get the final out of the 7th. It's Evan White who hits this one deep to center field, but Ruiz has it, and Urseg does his job. He'll stay in to begin the 8th against Maxwell Sosaya, though, and Sosaya tattoos one deep center field and out of here. Second home run of the day for Maxwell Sosaya. And again, at only 18 years old, mind you, he's got 3 in his major league career. 425 to center. The Angels add another to their tally. They got a 6-run lead as it's 9-3 in favor of the Halos. Tony Santillan now comes in relief. He has yet to allow an earned run so far this season as he relieves Urseg. 2 down with the 1 on for Sosaya here in the 9th. And Santillan almost gives up a third. He will not. Sosaya tried the hat trick, but comes up a little empty. We'll go bottom 9 now where Robert Stevenson comes in relief, just trying to get some mop-up work here and close this game out. Noda up first for the A's. He gets a perfect pitch down the middle and delivers with a big hit up the gut. 107 off the bat. Martin now up next. First pitch to him. He gets a good fastball, but Martin doesn't have a lot of power. It just flares itself out in center. No threat there. 1 down now for Esther Ruiz. Noda now on second. Good spot for Ruiz to come up, but he's going to fly this one to right. And they will not test the arm. Thought about it, but retreating to second. Down to the final out. Here's Logan Davidson. He'll chop this one over to the left side of the infield. Knocked down by Sosaya, but no play. So the inning and the game will stay alive. Runners on the corners now for Jacob Wilson, and he will draw a walk. So bases loaded for the top of the lineup in Zach Geloff. This is your chance to get back in this game. Full count, and he can't pull the trigger on a high curveball. He checks swings. And that'll do it here. The Angels win game 1 of this 3-game set, 9-3. Thanks to the Jose Butto special. Again, I don't know how he's that bad. I don't get it. He just sucks as the headset's disconnected. That was not a rage moment. That just happened, by the way. But the Angels win this game. Jose Butto's already 0-4. I know he's a reliever. I know I said to move into the bullpen. I'm honestly super close to DFAing Jose Butto. If this continues, I'm not going to do it here. But if he continues to have bad performances, his ERA is up over 12, then he is not going to have a spot in this team or in the minors. Ken Walischuk avoids a big injury, just has some elbow tightness. He'll be okay by his next start. And the Angels win game 2, 4-0. Mickey Moniak, all of the RBIs in this game. He had 2 homers and 4 RBIs. As Luis Medina goes 4 2/3, and he gave up 4 earned. And then in the 3rd game, we lose 5-4. We get swept by the Angels. Abel, 5 earned in 5 innings. The pitching continues to struggle, specifically the starters. However, Eddie Rosario did have a grand slam. Now we're going to stay at home for the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals are off to a decent start. They currently sit 14-12, while we are now 7-19, 2-8 in our last 10, looking to break that here. Still at home in Sutter Health Park, as we'll see a matchup of interleague squads. Hopefully we can bounce back, but you can see A's at home will take the field first. Paul Blackburn will be on the mound, who has not been very good since signing that 2-year extension in the offseason. 6.29 ERA through his first 5 starts. Hope he can get it back together. Tommy Edman will lead off for the Cardinals, hitting .327 on the season, and he'll begin by shattering his bat into foul territory where it will be gloved by Jordan Diaz. And we'll take a look at this Cardinals offense. As we'll see Will Benson up next, who's been struggling a little bit in his last 10 games, followed by Lars Nootbaar at right, Nolan Gorman at second, Nolan Arenado at third, and then we'll see Jordan Walker in left, Dominic Smith at first, Jefferson Caro behind the plate, and then in center field will be Dylan Carlson. Benson up next, and he'll swing and miss at a fastball right down the middle as Blackburn knocks down the first 2. And then I'll bring up Lars Nootbaar, who's been crushing the baseball to begin the season, but he'll ground out, and it'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Paul Blackburn. Zach Eflin on the mound for the Cardinals, the former Tampa Bay Ray, who signed a 2-year, $37 million contract in the offseason to come over here to St. Louis. It has not been worth his money so far. 5.22 ERA to begin, but he'll begin this day by striking out Zach Geloff on the low circle change. Eddie Rosario up next, and he will ground this one up the middle, but a diving play by the shortstop Edman will get him at first place. Great defense by the 2-time Gold Glover. Tyler Soderstrom now up next will turn on a cutter. Hitting this one to right field, and it looks like Nootbaar will run out of space, and it's a home run. A Soder pop for Tyler Soderstrom. It's been a while since I've been able to say that. Shout out Toby Rohr for the coin, as it's the 4th home run of the season for our All-Star. Hoping he can get back to that form he was at a year ago. This will help as the Athletics lead 1-0. Brent Rooker now up next, hitting .301. He'll swing through a sinker, though, but the A's will get on the board. We'll stay with our offense bottom 2 as Ryan Noda will begin by chopping out to his first base brethren in Dominic Smith. Robbie Martin now hitting .293. He'll swing and miss on the inside sinker. Nice pitch there by Eflin. And then with 2 down, Ruiz is going to lay down a bunt. And his speed, it's a good one. He's going to beat it out, so the inning will stay alive with the speed of Ruiz on first base. Jordan Diaz getting started at third base today up next. First pitch, he's going to slap a changeup right down the middle, as Ruiz is actually going to take it and go to third. And we have runners on the corners here. 2 down. Big spot here for Logan Davidson. He struggled so far this season. Full count pitch, and he'll draw a walk. So good eye. We'll load the bases for Zach Geloff, who led our team last year in RBIs. He's got 14 this season. A chance to add some more. 0-1 to the second baseman. He hits a cutter into right field. That'll drop for a base hit, and 1 run will score. It's now 2-0 Athletics as Geloff delivers. Rosario trying to keep the train going. Sinker into left field, but it'll be right at Walker. The A's played another. It's 2-0. We'll go bottom 5 now later in this game. Here's Davidson up at the dish again, and he waits on a curveball. Nice hitting. We'll hit this one into center field for a leadoff single. Back to the top of the lineup. Geloff up next. RBI in his last one. It's a hit and run, but Geloff misses, and well, Davidson's thrown out at second base. That was a fail. Later in the at-bat, Geloff now next pitch will crank a curveball down the line, so if only we didn't try it, we would have had a good runners in scoring position as Geloff legs out a double, so he'll be on second base, 1 away for Rosario. 1-2 to the left fielder. He'll swing through a curveball. Strike 3. 2 down now for Tyler Soderstrom, who homered back in the first. A chance to add another RBI here. First pitch to the catcher. Slaps one up the middle, past the glove of Edman. Geloff will round third. He'll head home. It's an RBI single for Soderstrom, and the A's extend their lead once more, 3-0. Rooker, can he keep the inning alive? No, he can't. He swings wildly at a sinker. A's up 3-0. We'll go into the 6th, where Blackburn has been killing it today as he gives up a base hit here, and that is actually the first hit of the day for the Cardinals. He took a no-hitter into the 6th. Hopefully, hey, see more of that from Blackburn. Kara will end it, so he's on first base for Carlson, who slaps over to Noda, who bats it down. He'll take the out at first base on a fielder's choice. Top of the line of Edmund, hitless on the day like a lot of these Cardinals, but he'll draw a walk. Takes first base, call doesn't go our way. And that'll bring up Will Benson in a big spot here. A chance to break out of this slump. 2-0 pitch, slider inside. He grounds it through the right side of the infield. A base hit will load the bases. They will not send the runner. And this is a dangerous spot for the A's now. Lars Nootbaar up next. 0-1 to him. And he will deliver up the middle for a base hit. That'll be a 2 RBI single for Nootbaar, who leads all the National League in OBP. He gets the Cardinals within 1. 3-2 now for Nolan Gorman. He'll swing at a sinker. Strike 3, and I got the biggest at-bat so far of the day. It'll be Nolan Arenado, and Blackburn, he will be pulled from the game. He'll go 5 2/3. Kotsay wants the fresh arm. He's going to go to his most trusted reliever, Joe Barlow. A chance to get us out of the jam here against Arenado. The 3-time National League home run champ is a 3-2, and he'll draw a walk. So Barlow doesn't want to give him anything to swing at. They'll load the bases for Jordan Walker. 3-1, and Walker will pop this one up into right center. Rooker will get underneath it, and the Cardinals get 2. They're still down by 1. Luke Jackson then comes in relief, the former San Francisco Giants, now in St. Louis. He'll get the 6th inning starting off with Noda, and he'll get him to chase the 12-6 outside. Martin now up next 0-2, and he'll chase the slider down. Nice breaking balls from Jackson. Quickly 2 down, Ruiz up next, and he'll also swing and miss as Jackson will strike out the side. We'll go into the 7th now as our Jackson will take the mound, Zach Jackson, as he will come in at 2 down in this one. In the 7th, runner on first for Edman, and he'll plunk Edman in the cheeks. So again, Jackson will plunk another batter. I'll bring up Benson up next 1-0, and he'll crush this one to center field, but Ruiz will get there, and Jackson will get his job done in the 7th. Bottom 7 now, Matt Strahm, the All-Star from a year ago, will come in, playing like an All-Star again this season. As a lefty will go against the 8-hitter Diaz, who will hit this one well. But right over to the shortstop Edman for the first out. Davidson now hitting from the right side. This at bat will do the exact same thing. Chopper over to Edman, and it's almost a carbon copy. 2 down. Top of the lineup now, Zach Geloff versus a lefty. He'll swing at a slider wildly, and Strom goes 1, 2, 3. Top 8 now, Lucas Urseg will look to set it up as he will grace the mound here. He'll start off against Lars Newbar, 1, 2, and he'll chop this one over to Davidson, and we get a shortstop ground out of our own. Trying to go through the heart of the lineup, Nolan Gorman up next. He will lace this one into left field, cutting away from Rosario. It'll get all the way to the wall. That'll be a 1-out double for Gorman. And now the tying run on second base for Nolan Arenado. Mason Wynn will come in and pinch run. They want a little bit more speed on the base pass, replacing one of their better hitters, though. 2-2 to Arenado, and he'll ground this one over to Davidson. Runner will stay put, and that'll be 2 down now for the All-Star Jordan Walker. 0-2, chopper over to Davidson. He'll move to his right. He's got to make the play, and he will, and the inning ends. Urseg gets his job done. We'll go bottom 8 now, where Caleb Ferguson, the former Dodger, will come in, another lefty for the St. Louis Cardinals. Rosario up next, a very lefty-heavy part of the lineup as he'll miss on the sweeping curve. Soderstrom, another lefty up next. First pitch to him, and he tries to take this into left, but he'll hit it right at Walker. 2 down. Rooker, who hits well against lefties, who's hit well so far this season, he will chase wildly at a sweeping curve, and well, that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Ferguson, which means they'll go into the 9th up by 1 for Raisel Iglesias. The All-Star from Atlanta has not been the best for us this year. Only 4 for 6 on save ops. Trying to right that wrong here. He'll start against Dominic Smith, the first baseman, and he'll get him on the low changeup. Smith can't believe it. Great pitch by Iglesias. Jefferson Carroll up next, who ended the no-hitter back in the 6th. 3-1 to the catcher, and he will draw the walk. So the tying run will take first for the 9-hole hitter Dylan Carlson. Buddy Kennedy comes in for a little bit more speed out there. First pitch to Carlson. He hits it up the middle. It's going to get down in front of Ruiz. The speedy Kennedy will go to third. And now the tying run only 90 feet away with 1 down. And the top of the lineup up next is Tommy Edman. The Cardinals, they're going to try the suicide squeeze, and it works. And that'll be another blown save for Iglesias. We're tied up at 3. It has not worked out. The Cardinals are ecstatic, and we still got to get through the inning. As Will Benson up next will pop this up into foul territory. Rosario will get there. And now we'll go to the 9th. We actually have to hit in the 9th inning as the Cardinals will bring in Ryan Helsley. And now we look to potentially walk it off. It'll be the flame-throwing righty starting off against Ryan Noda. Full counts, and he'll just miss the corner on 101. The winning run is now on first. Martin up next, 1-1, waits on a curveball, hits it up the middle for a base hit, and that's big because now the winning run is at second base, and there's still nobody out for Ruiz, our best clutch hitter. This is the guy you want. 1-0, chops it up the middle. He'll go a fielder's choice, and he'll move the winning run up to third, so he does his job. Diaz just cannot hit into a double play. 1-2, he strikes out, doesn't pull the trigger. That was the second worst case scenario. Now we need a base hit. Logan Davidson perfectly times one up the middle, and that will do it. The A's will walk it off in the 9th. Logan Davidson brings in Ryan Noda, and the Athletics will win 4-3. This is a good win for the A's, man. The pitching was good overall, and you just had a feeling when the Cardinals tied it in the 9th that this would be another game that the A's lose. But they clutch up. Logan Davidson in the 9-hole spot, hits it right up the middle, tattoos the 100-mile-an-hour pitch, and the A's will pick up their 8th win of the season, hopefully breaking out of this rut. Good win for the home crowd. You get to send the crowd home happy. Tyler Soderstrom gets player of the game. He had the home run back in the first and had a couple of RBIs of his own. And we just get a good win against the St. Louis Cardinals. Game 2, it continues. We win 11-8. Ruiz goes deep twice in this game, his first 2 home runs of the season, and drives in 4 of the 11 runs to help us get the victory. Also, a trade around the league. It's actually a pretty decent one. The Guardians are going to acquire Oswaldo Peraza for the Yankees for Sam Hintkins. The Guardians get a nice young middle infielder who can hit the baseball and is starting to come into his own at his age 25 season, while the Yankees get a proven reliever to help beef up their pitching staff as they look to get back to the World Series like they did a couple of years ago. Fortunately, we lose Game 3 6-2, and of course the guy of the episode, Jose Butto, goes 3 2/3 and gives up 4 runs. That guy really stinks. So we take 2 of 3 against the Cardinals. There's another trade. Our Rangers, our division rivals, get stronger. They acquire Kevin Kelly from the A's for a catching prospect. Kelly's a pretty solid reliever who's been in the league for a couple of seasons. Hasn't having the best year, but he can be consistent. Next episode, we'll stay at home to face the New York Mets before finally heading back on the road to face the Cleveland Guardians. Glad we got a win in this episode, though. I feel like I haven't won a game in a while, and the pitching actually looked pretty good in that one, so hopefully we can keep that up against the struggling New York Mets and start to turn this season around. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more franchise content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.